Hello, everyone, and welcome back to The Letter, where a bunch of weird stuff has happened.
Gonna get murdered.
We thought we were gonna die.
Gonna get murdered.
And then we woke up.
Murdered.
And now we're trying to sell this house.
Murdered.
The murder house.
I'm telling you, we're going to get murdered.
Probably.
Anyways.
I'm
done with my murder predictions.
Well, that's with nothing else to do. I find myself drifting back to the foyer. A few visitors linger in the area, some merely enjoying the afternoon sunlight streaming through the stained glass windows. Others can be seen admiring the priceless antiques decorating the room. One group of elderlies gathered some ways across from me is occupied in a friendly banter about which one would cost more to buy. A little argument here, and occasional laughter and teasing there.
Like I'm reading a monocle. You there, Simon. I think this vase costs $10,000 dues.
Do rich people say dollary dues?
I don't know. I'm making this up.
I smile to myself. The conversation reminds me of what I've been missing these past few months. Conversations with rich people.
Really?
Yeah.
She lives an odd life.
Rose is probably right. I do need a break. Maybe this afternoon.
And murder.
Occasionally you do need a break from murder. It's true.
Continue.
Maybe this afternoon's hangout will help. Speaking of, I should call Ash. It's a few hours early from what I've told him, but he did ask for a call once I'm done. Besides, I don't have a ride back. He offered, so I might as well take it. Or bribe him into giving me one. Not that I'll ever accept the latter, personal convictions and all. Honestly, if there's something I find admirable in him, despite his tendency to annoy the hell out of me, it's that. Well, whatever way works, a free ride is still a free ride. There's Rose's offer too, but despite what she says, I know she'll be busy for the rest of the afternoon, especially without me assisting. Bothering her for a favor as small as this is the last thing I want to do right now. Oh, for a second, I thought we were going to get like an option about who to call.
Oh.
That would have been interesting. A couple minutes and a few prayers asking for a decent signal later, the call finally connects and... Shit!
Sup, I'm Ash from Deluxe City. Baggers, watch out. Can't beat me. Looking for trouble? Better not lie. I'm a cool dude. Pretty fly for an Asian guy. Sup, I'm Ash from Deluxe City.
Oh my god, did you make your own ringtone like that? That talks about yourself?
That would totally be my ringtone.
Oh my god, it just keeps repeating.
What?
How loud is this thing even?
Oh, so he's
here.
Yeah. A sharp ringing fills the entire hall, disrupting the pleasant quiet that has settled. Soon enough, heads begin to turn in search of the source, mine included. My eyes dart around the small crowd before zeroing in on a lone figure crouched behind the same group of old people checking out the decor moments ago. Still going.
No.
He is facing away from me, fumbling with something in his hands. But I don't need to see his face to know whose back it is. Oh, I'd recognize that dumb parka anywhere. Without bothering to end the call, I marched towards him. After what happened today, I'm really not in the mood to deal with this.
Of all the times to...
Ashton Frey!
Oh boy, you're in trouble now, man.
What happens next is something I'll surely regret later for not having recorded. For having not recorded. He jumps, lets out an undignified yelp, followed by his phone slipping out from his grip. It bounces from one hand to the other in his poor attempt to catch it before ultimately falling flat on the floor with a resounding clack.
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 I kind of feel sorry for the phone. And the floor.
Phone more than the floor.
Yeah.
I think the floor survived. The phone might not have.
It's true. It's probably dead at this point. But it's not every day that you can catch someone like Ash off guard and get a reaction. Damn his stupid detective senses. Wait, is he the detective?
I thought he was like the actor guy.
Yeah. Alright, maybe he just moonlights as the ultimate detective.
Maybe.
I'll take every ounce of victory I can get, no matter how small. Ha! An awkward pause passes between us. A blink. A cough. He makes a face. And then, in a too quick motion, he ducks and retrieves his abused gadget while a grin threatens to break out from my lips. He doesn't meet my eyes when he straightens, but a flush has crept up on his neck and his cheeks. In another universe, where we haven't known each other for 5 years and suffering through his teasing isn't a day-to-day occurrence, chances are I'd find that adorable. Endearing, even. Unfortunately, this isn't that kind of world. The way things are, I'm already content to see him out of his obnoxiously calm and collected disposition.
Hello to you too, scaredy cat. I could stand to be greeted like a normal person, you know.
What? And miss that look on your face?
If you
No
have
way.
the embarrassing ringtone, I'm allowed to embarrass you back.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I should have taken a picture.
I am so honored you find this funny. Is that how you treat your guests? I think I need to talk to your supervisor.
Talk to yourself. You aren't even a guest here. What are you doing here in the first place?
For a moment, he looks like a cat that swallowed a canary. Suddenly checking every nook and cranny in his phone for any damage or scratches. Seems to be a more interesting activity than explaining himself.
Ash.
I could be looking to buy a house.
I thought so. His name comes in as Ashhole.
I just talked about that 2 minutes ago and you weren't paying attention.
I missed it.
I said ashhole and you didn't even talk about it.
Oh, I thought that... Because that's what she called him before. That's what I thought you were referencing.
It literally says it.
It does literally say it.
A mansion.
Yeah, why not? Did you see the view outside? It doesn't look haunted to me at all.
Oh, it's haunted.
He's messing with me.
Ashton, I am not in the mood. What are you doing here?
He chances a glimpse at some point behind me. The parlor? Curious, I follow his gaze, but before I can figure out what has caught his attention, he places a hand on my shoulder and turns me back to face
I just
him.
finished working on something, so I dropped by.
I still don't see how his work has anything to do with why he's here. At my confused look, he drops the hand resting on my arm, like he has touched something particularly hot and casually rubs the back of his neck.
And I said I'll see if I can pick you up. Turns out I can. Free time and all.
Ooh, he likes us.
So here I am.
You want to kiss us?
Figured
Marry
you'd
us?
still be busy, and so I roamed around for a while.
That would
His
solve our
face
money
looks
problems.
a little red too.
Oh, you should have mentioned that sooner. I was about to throw you out.
Oh,
Throw me? Hey, I was given a pamphlet. I think that makes me a legitimate client.
That's true.
Is your stock portfolio above at least 100 mil? If so,
yes,
You're
you can.
good.
Yeah. I don't know. He has a pamphlet. That's pretty legit.
We have mandatory sign-in sheets for clients, Ash. I didn't see your name on it. And you can't just roam around because it says open house. Normal people actually follow an etiquette here.
Should we maybe not be screaming at each other in front of everyone else?
Right, okay.
One of the rich
I think
assholes.
I'll just go ahead and...
Oh, now he's just Ash.
No, wait. I wasn't really going to throw you out. Rose said, never mind. I was just about to leave anyway.
Wait, what? Now?
Something must have shown in my face because he pauses and gives me a long, hard stare. Sometimes I forget how easy reading people is for Ash, given how he often looks as if everything around him is a chore. I avoid his eyes, hoping he'll drop the subject and won't ask any more questions. The last thing I want is to tell him what happened, especially the part about the letter. In fact, he's the last person on Earth I'll ever think about telling it to, if I can help it. Sure, he's a dependable guy. God knows how many times he has helped me, even without me asking for it. But stuff like ghosts and the supernatural, he'll never believe those, even if he hears it from a friend. Except maybe if it's Becca.
ooh, does he have a crush on Becca?
Oh,
Does he have
maybe.
a crush on everybody?
Yes. On a good day, the most harmless thing he'll do is give you an explanation why those things have no chance of ever being real. At worst,
But what about what we saw? We legitimately saw a creepy chick.
yeah. He should believe us.
We have witnesses.
Us.
Right.
He's insufferable. He'll poke fun at you at every single chance he'll get. Asshole. What did I ever do to him? He never does that to Becca or Zach, because he likes you.
Pay attention.
Yeah, come on, up to speed. We've only been on the case for like
smartest
a little
person
over an
I've
hour,
seen,
and
so
I can already imagine how things will go down the moment I spill a word of what I saw. Nope, over my dead body, which
well, it's gonna happen.
could happen.
You have to share that note to what, 5 people?
Yeah, or bad things.
Technically, we showed it to 3 more, didn't we? If that counts, like those guys saw that letter.
Oh, I wonder.
So, Ash, you want to look at it so I don't die?
Yeah, we only need one more sucker. Before it catches his attention, I shove the letter deep into my
What's
bag.
wrong?
Nothing. Well, let's just go.
Doesn't look like a nothing to me.
We still have Zach's movie tonight,
Oh.
remember?
It's still
No.
early.
So maybe he is a detective.
And didn't you say your shift will end around 5 or 6? What about... Hey, Isabella, wait up!
A rush of air greets me as soon as the main door opens. Not the usual autumn draft, but it's still a welcome change from the stifling atmosphere inside the mansion. Ash's footsteps are quick behind me, the soles of his shoes thumping hard against the polished concrete in an awkward cadence as he rushes to catch up. He calls out once, twice. The mansion still looms in the background.
Get me away from here.
Whispers calling me back, shadows beckoning. Help me, help me. I don't look back. We spend the ride back to Luxembourg City in a relatively quiet manner, with only the radio's disjointed hum in the background to fill the silence. Occasionally, Ash will reach out to fiddle with it until the signal settles or it's on a respectable volume, but otherwise, he doesn't say anything. Neither do I. However, if the furtive glances he's been sending my way are signs, I know there are things he's been itching to ask since we left the mansion. I keep my eyes trained on the passing scenery outside, and the small hope that my disinterest will dissuade him.
Here.
All of a sudden, he tosses something at me from a small compartment on his side. It hits me cleanly on the chin before I can make a move to catch it. The small package makes a soft landing on my lap instead.
Sorry.
The glare I send him wipes a smirk about to form cleanly off his face. He clears his throat, focusing his eyes on the road again. I swear he did that on purpose. Ignoring him, I flip the half-forgotten package on my lap.
I won't say no to free food, but why are you giving away cereal bars?
I always have one on my person. And you look like you're about to pass out back there. Have you eaten lunch yet?
I don't even get a chance to deny it because right on cue, my stomach rumbles loudly and empty.
I was gonna ask if that noise was her stomach.
Gnawing feeling in my belly becomes noticeable. No surprise there, I did skip breakfast and lunch so I could catch Becca while she was on break. I was hoping to get a small meal after. I guess with everything going on, I just forgot until Ash mentioned it. It's not like the hollow feeling is new to me, though. If anything, it's just one of the things I've gotten used to ignoring over the years growing up. Thanks, then I tear open the package and start nibbling on the edge of the bar. Apart from an acknowledging nod, Ash doesn't say anything after that small exchange. For that, I'm thankful. After getting an earful from both Becca and Rose, it's nice to be able to just sit down with someone who's not going to nag at
How'd
you.
the open house go?
The usual. We got a bigger crowd than normal because of the property's fame, but really, no different from the typical open house. On second thought, it actually looks like a fancy party more than an open house. I've never felt so underdressed in my life. Weren't you there?
I think even if you dressed up, if you didn't have a certain label, you still would have got snobbed at.
I wasn't really listening.
I should have asked someone to kick you out.
No, you won't.
And what makes you so sure?
One, ever since you got assigned to this property, you've been freaking out about it. Rebecca's words, not mine. She's been
legit
complaining to me
reason.
about how you talked your ears off, by the way. Two, despite your initial qualms about the place, you still took the job, which brings us to three. It's been months since you last settled a deal, and you're short on money right now since you're back to your instant noodle diet.
Crap, he reads
He's
us
on to us.
really well.
How do you even know about the last one?
Rebecca. Anyhow, you're hellbent on selling the mansion. Even if someone you know personally is in the tour group, you aren't going to just kick them out. Every single person who went
He
on your
is a
open house
detective.
is still a prospective client to you. Even me.
Do you have money?
He's not entirely wrong.
Do you have money?
Yeah.
Do you want to buy the haunted mansion that's
You
gonna
seem
kill us?
really good at what you do. Oh man, I walked right into that one,
I
didn't I?
hate you. I really hate you right now.
His answer is a small laugh, the kind that screams, "I'm right, I told you so." I hate it when he does
I'll
that.
have you know that there's already someone who's extremely interested in this property. So even if you expressed any sort of interest in it, I don't think they'd be willing to let you have it. Too bad.
Provided I didn't botch it with the rights.
I don't think so.
Why of all times did I have to screw up like that in front of an important customer, no less? I owe Rose a big apology. I hope she likes free
You don't
donuts.
seem too happy about
Everybody likes free donuts as long as it's the good donuts.
Yeah, it's hard to go wrong with free donuts.
I am happy. Doesn't this look like a happy face to you?
No.
Is that supposed to be a happy face?
it. Really? And here I was thinking you found another one stuffed in the sofa.
Why does this keep coming up?
Or is it the wardrobe this time?
Why are we hiding bodies in the sofa?
Right? He meant that as a joke, but how close it is to the truth made my blood run cold and my own heart beat a heavy weight in my chest.
Nobody needs to talk about dead bodies anymore.
Yeah, especially not in sofas. That is way too specific to have not come up. All at once, the letter in my bag feels a whole lot heavier, burdened by my own guilt and
Yeah,
apprehension.
well, things happened. Stuff the right couple might not be pleased about. No need to make a fuss about it. It's normal in the business.
You made them angry?
Not angry, just stuff happened.
Like?
Like,
Things.
Did they do
Like?
anything? Your clients. The rights, was it?
I can't answer that. At least not with revealing everything that took place in the attic.
change the subject?
You keep asking me about my work, yet you haven't said a single word about yours.
How bad did that screw us up? Oh, that worked. Good call. I was almost like, lie.
Seems bad.
Well, yeah.
I don't think you should lie to your friends about anything. I think you just gotta divert.
Yeah, right. You don't lie, you just don't actually tell them anything.
That's not fair. Both you and Zach have literally disappeared off the face of the earth.
An over-exaggeration, but changing the subject to something else is still better than outright lying to him. Besides, it never works with him. I'm not sure if it's because I'm just bad at it or because he's just really very good at his job. He doesn't answer immediately, only momentarily shifting a glance over me and returning it back to the road when he has to make a sharp turn. Outside, the sun has already started its descent, casting a vibrant orange glow on the tall buildings. I wonder how long before we reach the venue for Zach's film. Checking the street signs outside, it appears Ash has taken the longer route. Odd, but he's probably trying to avoid the rush hour traffic.
Didn't we just talk a week ago over chat?
That's different. Linking your awful memes in the group chat box every morning isn't exactly a conversation.
Oh, but it is.
Yeah,
you can have conversations and just memes.
It's true.
We've done that.
Usually Simpsons.
Right.
Excuse me, I don't hear you calling them awful while you're laughing at all of them.
Shut up! And you aren't answering my question.
That earns him a soft punch to his arm. I did laugh at them, but I'm not going to give him the satisfaction of knowing that I find most of them funny. It'd only make his head bigger, stupid Ash.
All right. Lay off on the abuse. Remember that case I mentioned before? We've been trying to pin the bastard down, but it required more work than we anticipated. The guy's slippery like that. We got some good lead months ago.
He recounts what he's been doing in the time we haven't seen each other. His usual work, the occasional small investigation, and the big case he's been stuck working on. Stuff he couldn't mention in the brief time we catch each other online. Although most of it are trimmed down version, only things he can tell. He has always been very careful about that. Even in the way he spins his answers to my questions, just enough to satisfy my curiosity, but not enough to paint the whole picture. At one point, his voice takes on a strained tone when he mentions something about the big case, but I don't dwell on it much. That's normal, right? I mean, who wouldn't be frustrated if you couldn't bring someone to justice because they kept slipping out of your fingers? If I were in his shoes, I'd definitely lose my mind. His stories never cease to be entertaining regardless. If things weren't the same way they were back home, maybe I would have considered taking on the same job as him. Well, no, not really. Mama would never allow that. But the idea is still there, along with countless others I've let go. Time passes quickly between us in this manner, and before I know it, we're already at the movie house.
Sweet, we diverted the attention.
Yeah, we did good. A small crowd has already formed in front of the theater when we arrive. The Lift Fest, short for Luxembourg-born Independent Film and Theater Festival, attracts a bigger crowd annually, and this year's no different. I've only been to a few indie film screenings with Zach, so I'm not an expert on the matter. But I know that for people hoping to make a break in the industry, getting your film recognized by a local event like this is already a big deal. Especially for a newcomer like Zach. He hasn't even won an award, but just getting a confirmation letter that the festival committee wants to include his movie in this year's lineup already put a grin on his face for weeks. Speaking of the guy, he's impossible to miss. At 6 feet, he appears to loom over most of the moviegoers, and with his large build and heavy voice, there's no surprise when people give him a wide berth as they pass. It's often easy to mistake him for someone intimidating at first glance. I did, back when I didn't know any better. Ash did too, I heard. Once, early in their friendship.
Oh, there's Zach.
Hey, you guys! Long time no see!
So is he an actor or is he a producer? Or director?
It seems like he's like a director.
Okay.
Zach's face lights up with a smile of his own. He moves towards us with careful steps, taking a significant effort to make himself smaller so as to not bump or accidentally hit anyone. Typical Zach. As he nears, Ash casually raises his hand in greeting and...
Sup, Z-Man, my main man. What's crack-a-lackin', my homie?
Okay. I have problems.
No.
This guy
Just no.
took the words from pretty fly for a white guy, changed it to pretty fly for an Asian guy. Now, I don't know what this is. I think he's trying to be street.
The awkwardness that descends within the immediate vicinity of our small group is palpable enough.
He needs to not quit his day job.
Yep. Somewhere to our left, a girl giggles, and only then do I become aware of my mouth hanging open.
Zach's gonna punch him in the face.
I'm almost amazed how Ash can say that out loud with a straight face. Almost. Considering his track record, I should be used to it by now. Zach seems
Yo,
to be.
stop trying to act black, Ashton. And you're the only one who calls me Z-Man.
There's fondness underneath his exasperated tone. If this were any other person, he'd likely be offended, but years of friendship and familiarity have made those words harmless to the other's ears. Or at least enough for both to take it in stride.
It's been a while, Zach.
I hope you didn't get into trouble again.
Not much to get into trouble lately without you, I'm afraid. I'll let you know if something comes up, though.
Nah, I ended up with chicken down stuck on me last time I agreed. I'd really love at least this year to pass without some sort of accident happening again.
What?
I need so much information right now.
Okay. I don't understand 90% of what just happened in that sentence.
Hey, I take
Chicken
offense to
down
that.
stuck.
It wasn't that bad.
You really have no idea.
A beat passes, and then Zach
Hey,
laughs.
I'm kidding. You know you can always count on me.
I have questions.
Can we get
don't-
some more backstory?
I don't understand what this whole interaction is. Maybe it's just two dudes communicating in a language that we're not supposed to understand.
Yes, that one.
And in fact, I'm gonna start making up their dialogue. Hey Zach, how's it going? Doing well, man. I've been waiting for my movie to come out. That's swell. I went to the Haunted Mansion today and did not get murdered. It was a swell day. That's what happened.
There you go. That's real. That's the literal translation of what just was said. It's a story only the two of them are privy to. Every now and then, Ash will enlist Zach's help on something. Becca and I never really found out what the real deal is with those adventures, as Ash calls it, and both aren't willing to tell due to some unspoken agreement. She insists that if it's Ash, it's likely not something illegal or life-threatening. I tend to believe her on that. Sometimes. Ah, well, boys will be boys, I guess. I give Zach a small wave from behind Ash when his attention eventually turns to me.
Bella!
She needs to get different
Rebecca's
friends.
not with you. Is she
I
still
now
sick?
see her problem.
A bit. But she's up and went to work this morning. You know she doesn't listen to anyone that's not Ash.
Yes, she does.
No, she doesn't. You're literally the only person she'll listen to when she's feeling
That guy have
stubborn.
a crush on him. And
Oh, it's a
not-
triangle.
And it's not returned because of his crush on Isabella.
Yeah.
Dun dun
Oh,
dun.
we've already got drama. And it's true, they've known each other far longer than any of us in the group. Childhood friends and
Don't
all.
worry, Zach. She's probably on her way here now. She promised she wouldn't miss your movie. Isabella! Oh, thank goodness.
Wait, I don't recognize that voice.
What's that, Becca?
Okay. Speak of the devil. Without a warning, a hand grabs me by the shoulders and turns me
Becca,
around.
you're just in time.
I have to lean back a little with the way her face is almost invading my personal space, but she places her hand on either side of my head to keep me still.
Sorry, I was just mimicking.
Yeah, no, it's important. She stares at me intently, concern filling her eyes.
Becca, you're squishing my face. How are you? Are you all right?
Aren't you sick and should probably not be that close to me?
And how does she know what's going on with me? Did Rose call her? Like, what the hell is going on
Why
with everyone?
wouldn't I be?
Rose called me earlier.
There you go.
Why does everyone know my business?
Because they have a group chat going.
That what they explained it all in memes?
Yeah. Haunted house, picture of a ghost,
Murder.
murder.
Sofa.
Those 4 words tell me all I need to know. Since I don't have my family living close by and the only other relative I have here works on the far side of the country, I gave my company Becca's contact number in case of emergency. I should have known Rose would call her.
Sorry.
I push Becca's hands away from my face. Although she lets go, her eyebrows remain drawn
Oh,
together.
no, everything's good. Rose covered for me at work today.
That's not what I'm talking about. How's your head?
Beside me, Ash snickers. I bite back the urge to elbow him in place of trying to avoid Becca's hand as she tries to reach out for the said area. I do my best to dodge her, all at once moving to hide behind Zach. Sorry for using you as a human shield, Zach.
Oh, it's nothing. I just slipped off a few steps on my way down. I blacked out for a few seconds and had a minor bump, but it's just that.
And I also had a creepy ghost come and stalk me, and I really thought I was dead.
Yes, but that part's not important.
You blacked out? It's not something to brush off. Come on, at least let me check it.
It's extremely minor. You wouldn't even know it's there.
Isabella, this isn't a laughing matter.
She did look pale when I saw her.
Wow. Thanks a lot, Ashton, you traitor. I'll get you
have a
back
really
for this. Just you
Group of
wait.
friends.
What? I'm just saying it as it is. If you mentioned this earlier, we wouldn't be having this conversation right now.
I'm sorry. Saw her?
Yeah, they arrived together. Bella looked fine to me then. I don't know.
Something crosses Becca's face, but it's gone before I can figure out what it is.
Ooh,
Oh,
does she?
that's good. At least she didn't have to travel alone, right?
Ooh,
At
this is
least.
getting good.
Good.
Oh, so much drama.
She's so upset because she's in love with Ashhole.
So much angsty drama right there.
See? I'm okay. I wouldn't be here if I wasn't. And I don't want to miss Zach's film.
I like to point out to Becca that Isabella seems very much like oblivious.
Yeah.
We can always watch it some other time. Sorry, Zachary.
No, it's good. But you guys should really keep it down. We're starting to attract some attention.
It's the
'Cause
premiere.
Ash was trying
the
to talk
premiere's
straight to
different.
you.
Right, Zach?
I shoot him a pleading look. Zach's a sensible guy. He'll understand. Please understand.
Not really. But Rebecca has a point. In the end, I think it's your call.
Oh,
We're
for
staying.
heaven's sake.
We're
Please,
staying.
Becca. I really don't want to miss it.
You're not missing it. Oh, we're just moving it on a different day so we can have a...
Look, you guys.
Ash's loud sigh unexpectedly cuts through the conversation. He's pinching the bridge of his nose as he speaks, something he usually does when he's getting impatient.
If she says she's okay, then there's nothing we can do about it. It's not like we can stop her either. Besides, she's still acting like the same old Isabella to me, if she can still run around like that.
Why are you taking her side?
I'm not. But if she wants to watch Zach's movie with us, I'm not going to stop her. She's probably the one looking forward to it the most.
Ash, that's... You, of all people, should know...
Tell you what, if I notice something amiss with her, I'll take her to the nearest hospital myself. Is that good enough for you?
I already know the answer before Becca voices it out. When at last she releases a deep breath and nods, albeit with great reluctance, I immediately tackle her into
Thanks,
a hug.
Becca.
It's always been you with him, isn't it?
Did you say something?
Me? Nothing. Don't mind me.
If you say so.
I'm surprised they're friends.
Okay, guys, showtime's close, so I think I'm gonna get us some snacks. My treat. And then let's head inside.
Ooh, if it's your treat, I want like popcorn with the works and some Swedish fish and
Oh, giant icy.
giant icy and what else do I eat at the movie theater?
I mean, those are the staples. We'll just
Sometimes
cut.
I go Skittles.
Oh yeah, Skittles. Get the box of Skittles too. Yep. Okay.
We'll take all that.
Anyone here has a smaller bill?
I think I do. Hold on.
Oh no. I pull myself off from Becca
No, don't
to
go
get
in
my
your
wallet
bag,
from my
relax.
bag, and
What's this?
it's already in Ash's hand before I can even react. Behind him, Becca and Zach are both giving the piece of paper an intrigued
No!
look.
Give it back!
It's just a paper.
I don't care! Give it!
That is kind of like invasive.
Looks ancient, too. Why do you keep this around?
I try to reach for it, but he holds the paper way above his head. I've never been particularly sensitive about my own height, but right now I really wish I have the height advantage over him.
Don't open it!
What's the big deal? It's not like it's a love letter. I don't see any reason to... Hold on a second. This is, isn't it?
Even if it is, it's not for you.
Okay. Now I'm curious.
I'm telling you, it's nothing like that. It's...
The rest of my words are lost when he unfolds the paper. Achievement too early for Halloween?
Well, I'd like to point out now we've hit our quota for how many people
It's
have
true.
now seen this letter.
Yeah, we're good. We're safe. I can't breathe. My heart feels stuck in my throat, pounding, threatening to burst. Vaguely, I know how my hands are trembling at my sides. Clasping them together doesn't do any good. They are still shaking, but I hang on to them regardless. The awful, sick weight that has taken its core in my stomach back in the open house returns full force. How do I fix this? How do I fix this? How do I fix this? Someone please. Today is turning out to be a horrible nightmare.
Send this to 5 people or else. Well, that's... interesting.
Guys, I think we should listen to Bella first.
Aren't you a few days early for Halloween?
Ash waves the paper in front of me, giving me a fleeting glimpse of its contents.
Believe me if I told you.
True. I don't need to see. I don't want to see. The letters, the words, every stroke written in blood is already embedded in my mind.
Help me.
Maybe I should have just thrown it away when I had the chance. That way.
I don't think you can throw it away. It's gonna find its way
way.
back.
It's not a prank.
It makes them all stop. Even I am surprised with how steady my voice is.
What did you say?
This isn't a prank! I saw something!
Hold on. Are we still talking about this paper? Or is it about the urban legend again?
Not an urban legend. I almost got murdered, Becca. You ginormous.
Both. I know it sounds ridiculous.
You're saying this is a primitive version of a chain letter, and now that we've seen it, we're now cursed.
Yep.
You've got to be kidding me.
See? This is why I didn't want to tell you guys.
Isabella, aren't you taking this a bit too far?
It's not a joke. Will you guys listen to
are
me
all
first?
assholes.
I saw something in the house earlier. It stood right in front of me. If I hadn't gotten away, that thing might have.
Right. And in broad daylight, Isabella. Even someone gullible would find the logic in that screwed up. There's also no way in hell that this supernatural shit is true.
But it's real.
You're the first one
What
to
do
go.
you think I saw?
Probably.
A hallucination? A delusion? Didn't you say you fell down some stairs? So maybe Rebecca's right.
We're gonna go in.
It happened after, when I was trying to get away. I almost got stuck in the same room with that thing. We're all in danger. I thought you were my friends. Why don't you believe
Her
me?
eyes are creepy there.
Yeah.
We are, and you know that. But this thing and that thing has got nothing to do with the other. When Rose called earlier, I thought she's just exaggerating. But based on what I'm seeing right now, maybe it's better if we really postpone this for now.
Don't bother.
Without another word, I snatched the letter out of Ash's hand and stuffed it back in my bag with more force than necessary. I'm tired. I got cursed, saw a ghost, probably lost a sale, got kicked out of the open house I'm supposed to be hosting. My own friends won't believe me, and all of them think I'm crazy. Top it all off, there's a dull ache in the back of my head begging for a little attention I can't afford to give right now. Honestly, there's only so much a person can take within a single day. I just want to go home, curl up in my bed, and never think about today. But before I can take a single step away from the group...
Guys!
Oh, Zach, you're gonna be the voice of reason.
Oh, thank God. Zach rarely ever raises his voice, even when there's a point he wants to drive home. And hearing him take on that tone completely throws me off. Even Ash and Becca. Whatever harsh words yet to come out from the argument immediately die on our tongues.
Why don't we all calm down first? I'm sure Isabella has her reasons too. No need to be hard on her.
I like you.
And hey, ain't this supposed to be a happy get-together?
Yeah.
We
You
haven't seen
guys,
each other
I'm
for
with him.
months. I'd really love to know what y'all have been up to. I only ever get to talk to Bella over chat. Please.
He has a point. Ash, for all his attempts to look cool and distant, has also been looking forward to this. He even took the time to call this morning for a reminder. He never does that. Becca too, I'm pretty sure that's the reason why she got out of bed today. Yet despite Zach's attempt to lighten things up Ash's and Becca's acquiescing gestures, the tightness in my chest remains. Should have just kept it to myself, or at least went with the idea that it's a prank. Probably. If I did, things might not have turned out the way they had. No sour mood, no bad vibes. Careless, so careless.
Ooh.
We'll just have to make this decision in the next episode.
Man. I know what I want to do.
I'm kind of leaning more towards one, but we'll just have to wait, see what happens.
What is it?
Right?
Sure. Ashhole.
You know what? I don't have to take this. I'm out. Anyway, that's going to do it for us. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.